TM Pick and Pay.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the main news. I am Justin Matlatla.
And I am Tanaka Munyenyua with Peaceways Dominica at the Sign Language Desk. Let's first take a look at the headlines.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa reiterates Zimbabwe's commitment to eradicating HIV/AIDS in line with the UN's Agenda 2030. The president officially opened the 22nd edition of the International Conference on AIDS and STIs in Africa this Monday.
Piers Jamba Mukandi found guilty of killing Citizens Coalition for Change activist Mo Blessing Ali.
High Court Judge Justice Esther Muremba ruled out political motivation behind the murder.
And in sport, Harare Giants Dynamos back among the continent's best football teams.
Those are our headlines, and now to the stories in detail, beginning with our top story. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has reiterated government's commitment to eradicating the HIV/AIDS scourge in the country and beyond, in line with the United Nations Agenda 2030. He was speaking at the official opening of the 2023 International Conference on AIDS and STIs in Africa, ICASA 2023. Let's hear the president speak.
The 2022 report by the United Nations AIDS clearly reflects that AIDS continues to claim lives and is a call for continued action. Regrettably, new HIV infections continue to be prevalent among our people, and our women accounted for 63% of all new infections, while new HIV infections among adolescent girls and young women remain widespread in sub-Saharan Africa. We should never relax. AIDS is not over. The pandemic remains one of the silent threats to sustainable socio-economic development. It is, however, commendable that we have made progress and positive outcomes through our robust interventions, which are infusing the hope that we can indeed eliminate AIDS. Many countries in Africa, including Zimbabwe, have already achieved the 95 fast-track targets. This is applauded. Congratulations. In case of Zimbabwe, between 2018 and 2022, our country managed to reduce new HIV infections as well as AIDS-related deaths. We are committed to addressing the gaps and the inequalities that exist in access to HIV services to sustain this progress and push back the HIV frontiers to end AIDS by 2030. It is also critically important to ensure that both adolescent girls and boys, as well as young women, have unfettered and equal access to HIV services. Equally, there is need to address HIV/AIDS pandemic holistically, including through addressing matters to do with guaranteeing food security and nutrition of our communities.
Earlier on, the health and well-being of the people of Zimbabwe and Mozambique was topical when President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his Mozambican counterpart met at State House in Harare this Monday.
Emerging from a closed-door meeting, Mozambique
President Philippe Nyusi said health issues topped discussion during the engagement.
Sometimes it's good to speak about life, visiting trees, looking for edibles. But well, today we are here, as you know very well, for ICASA. We are going to talk about the health. And this small meeting was to try to see the organization, what we do. But always when we are together, we have to speak what to do for our people. The subject today is health for the people of Zimbabwe, people of Mozambique. What we have to do to make sure that we are helping or we are doing our contribution for.
President Mnangagwa said the two were together recently in the United Arab Emirates. Adding Monday's engagement was another brotherly meeting.
We were together yesterday, just 2 days in Dubai. So everything I have in mind, I've already talked to him. Everything he has in mind about talking to me, we've already exhausted. You see? So whenever brothers meet, they break bread in terms of the Bible. So we're breaking bread.
President Nyusi is in Zimbabwe to attend the 22nd edition of the International Conference on AIDS and STIs in Africa, ICASA, which seeks to reduce HIV and AIDS transmission on the globe. Zimbabwe and Mozambique enjoy cordial relations, with the two countries seeking to collaborate in various sectors of the economy, including in the railway industry. Bruce Chawanda, SABC News, Harare.
The government of Zimbabwe has signed 3 energy agreements on the sidelines of the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Dubai, as the country takes a bold step towards harnessing clean and renewable energy solutions.
It was a busy day for the Minister of Energy and Power Development after signing 3 major energy deals on cable manufacturing, concrete, solar collectors and system operations, marking a crucial step in restructuring electricity markets and promoting use of renewable energy sources in the country. The agreements will see the establishment of Swedish company Absolicon's robotic manufacturing plant that will produce solar collectors and provide fossil-free heat that will be used in various sectors that include hospitals, beverage manufacturers and hotels. The development will significantly reduce reliance on coal-fired boilers, which contribute to carbon emissions and air pollution.
This investment resonates with our government's commitment to providing efficient and affordable electricity to all corners of our country.
We are very happy today to be here and to take the first steps towards starting a robotized production line, mass producing solar collectors in Zimbabwe.
It gives me great honor to again recognize, in particular, the ZESA and ZETTDC teams for the opportunity to sign these 2 major investments today.
ZESA Chief Executive Chairperson Dr. Sydney Gata revealed that one of the 3 agreements will see the establishment of electricity cables and conductors production plant at ZESA Enterprises.
Zimbabwe's census of last year indicated that we have about 15 or 16 million citizens domiciled in about 3.8 million homesteads, of which only 900,000 are connected to the electricity grid. Now, to reach out to the other 3 million, we need a huge amount of cable and conductor.
As Zimbabwe, like many other developing countries, work on the roadmap to just transition, low carbon and sustainable economies hold great potential for job creation, technological innovation, and the development of resilient societies. Through redirection of finance to green technologies, adaptation solutions, and innovative businesses, the financial sector is expected to play a key role in the transition to low carbon economies. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Dubai.
Implementation of the $7 billion United States mines to energy park to be established in Mapinga Great Dyke in Jimba is set to commence during the first quarter of next year.
The mines to energy park will be involved in the beneficiation of lithium, nickel and graphite, as well as establishment of a coking coal plant. The project is also expected to produce 600 megawatts of electricity for use at the park, which will be on a 5,000 hectare piece of land. 14 ministries are involved in the implementation and planning stages of the project, to be run by 2 Chinese companies, Eagle Canyon and Pacific Gold. Venture company chief executive Mr. Lionel Mshlanga said the firm is ready to roll out the project once all modalities are finalized, while permanent secretary in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Professor Obeti Jiri, assured the investor that farmers occupying the area will be relocated.
The challenges we have are the progress on the completion of the land processes, so that construction works may commence. There's also issues that are linked up to the mining claims that are within the concession, and a number of discussions are underway regards the different owners of these claims.
The farmers' movement should not delay the implementation of the project, which is essentially saying that whatever we do on the first 1,000 hectares, we must expedite movement of those farmers.
Mashonaland West Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Marian Chombo, weighed in, saying nothing should stop the mega project from taking off.
The issues that we were deliberating on are the issues of the... we have farmers here on the ground, about 32 A2 farmers, of which about 22 farmers are going to be directly affected. We have also about 109 mining titles here, and also we have some illegal settlers, about 66 of them, and all these issues have been have to be addressed before the project starts. We have from our deliberations, we have realized that some of the farmers were not really willing to be relocated, but with the Minister of Lands, we agreed that we have to do what needs to be done, and we are going to make sure that we relocate them. We have identified some land somewhere within the province.
For Mines and Mining Development Minister, Honorable GM Soda, the project should begin as early as next January, with emphasis being on beneficiation.
The first phase and the second phase will concentrate on the establishment of the two power stations together with the refineries for lithium, graphite and nickel, so that batteries will be produced. The investor is looking at investing about 2.3 billion in the first phase. Of course, he will go to the second phase, which will be informed by the establishment of the first phase.
The project is expected to create around 7,000 jobs.
ZANU-PF Vice President and Second Secretary General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga has rallied the electorate in Mbinga North to turn out in their numbers and vote for the ruling party's candidate, Comrade Chineka Muchimba, in the December 9 by-elections.
The ruling party descended on Sinankoma area in Mbinga North this Monday to drum up support ahead of the Saturday plebiscite. After chronicling several developmental programs implemented in Mbinga by the ZANU-PF government, Dr. Chiwenga said the December 9 by-election is an opportunity to redeem the constituency from the confused opposition.
Tinovhotera Comrade Chineka Muchimba. Nengo yedu yeZANU-PF ipinde mudare reparliament. Ngaibude shutu ndokuti nzvimbo yedu ibudirire.
Dala mhlaka-9 lingayangisi upresident, lingayangisi induna zenu, lingayangisa amasebhuku, asambeni seyangisa uSathane. Sihambe sabhala ama-corrections mhlaka-9.
Lopana East and Mbinga North constituencies are up for grabs in the December 9 by-elections in Matabelele North Province. Mshomoli Ncube, ZBC News, Mbinga.
Government says the proposed increase in taxes and fees contained in the 2024 national budget are meant to spread critical services to all parts of the country.
Well, women continue to break barriers as they now penetrate sectors that were once male-dominated. Next in our GBV feature.
Women continue to break barriers women continue to break barriers, penetrating one male-dominated sectors as the nation marks 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Our Mashonaland East Bureau Chief, Gerald Sasa, spoke to the province's longest-serving and only female traditional leader.
Having been at the helm of the Chimkoko chieftainship for 60 years now, Chief Otilia Chimkoko became traditional leader at the age of 13 against all odds, as some family members did not approve of a woman traditional leader. Being the only woman chief in Mashonaland East and the longest serving, Chief Chimkoko believes those who hide behind culture to perpetuate gender-based violence have no place in modern society.
Mazuwana hapana acharoya, akucharoya vanhu bamazuwana vakadzi havacharoya, ndezvokare zvino pakandopera hondo vanhu hapana acharoya.
The 74-year-old, the mother of 6 and several grandchildren, say her experience has shown that infidelity is one of the major causes of gender-based violence.
Vamwe vanenge vachiti ndamubata nomurume, vamwe vanongotiwo hanzwe, zvakangosiyana-siyana zvinenge zvichitaura. Asi kunyanya kuti ndazomubatira mameseji mufoni ndo zviri kunyanya kunetsa.
The provincial traditional leadership concur gender-based violence should be eradicated from society.
Madzimai vanhu vatinokoshesa sekuona kwamunoita muno muMashonaland East Province tina mambo vechidzimai.
Tikurudzira ana baba ava kuti vasati vatenga skadi ngambotanga watenga kasanitary pad oisa muhomwe ondopa adzimai kuti kana mwana yakwana nguva ashandidze.
The Mashonaland East leadership, which visited Murewa Hospital, Murewa Prison and Chikwaka area to promote peace, commended the chiefs for promoting peace and empowerment in communities.
Chirongwa ichi chekushanyira varwere, vasungwa nenhevera chinounza kubatana, rudo pamwe nebudiriro mumagariro edu munharaunda dzatigere. Zvinova izvo zviri kukurudzirwa nemutungamiriri wenyika.
Tiyeuke hama dzedu dziri kunzwa zvakanaka dziri muzvipatara. Tiyeuke zvakare hama dzedu dzingangodai dzakapara mhosva dziri kutongerwa mutongo yakasiyana-siyana.
The Chiefs Council is pursuing various empowerment programs under its Mvura Naya Naya concept, including provision of sanitary wear to the girl child, as well as empowering communities as part of efforts to reduce gender-based violence and conflicts. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Murewa.
All hands must be put on deck in the fight against gender-based violence. Even the national broadcaster is not left behind. This Monday, the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation's Radio Zimbabwe partnered with several organizations in calling out the gender-based violence menace through a march in Harare.
The march, which started from Harare Central Business District to Mbare Studios, saw Radio Zimbabwe joining forces with the Zimbabwe Republic Police, musicians and civic organization Population Service Zimbabwe to raise awareness on gender-based violence. Participants believe the initiative is critical in enlightening society on the effects of the GBV vice.
Tanga tiri kuyedza kupusha kuti neso tinge chipinda mazviri tikatarisa United Nations ine mazuva ayo anocherechedzawo zvemadzimai nekuti donzvo remazuva aya rinenge riri rekuti tinge tichiedza kupedza mhirizhonga kumadzimai nevanasikana.
Tinongokurudzira isu ndakamirira maartist kuti kana toimba chero patinoimbawo tichiimbawo nenyaya idzodzo kuti ati message chero munhu ari mukombi anoinzwa kuti izvi zvinhu zvakaipa nekuti zviri kukonzeresa kufa kwevanhu.
Isu semapurisa tinotoona kuti tinofanira kunga tiri highly involved muzvinhu zvakadaro nekuti vanhu vanoda kunzwa kwatiri, vanhu toshandidzana nevanhu zvakanyanyisa.
Tiri kuti idzi ndo nzvimbo dzinowanikwa vanhu kakawanda kune vafundisi do kumachechi uku. Saka sePopulation Services Zimbabwe taona zvakanaka kuti tibatane nemachechi neEmbassy of Sweden in Harare, Zimbabwe kuti tiunze chenjedzo panyaya dzesexual gender-based violence.
Representing ZBC Chief Executive Officer Miss Adelaide Chikunguru, National FM Station Manager Isaac Mudzambwa said the national broadcaster has various programs and news items items that raise awareness on GBV.
We have seen it fit as a corporation to really talk about it. Besides that, we have programs that we are always doing that conscientize so that the boys and the girls, they are always aware, they're conscious of their environment and they know their rights in terms of what is expected of today's man, today's girl, and also giving empowerment to the village heads. They should also know that they're part of this.
The campaign against GBV this year is running under the theme Unite, Investing to Prevent Violence Against Women and Girls.
The ruling ZANU-PF party has directed its provincial structures to halt any suspensions and await a directive from the Politburo.
The call comes after Midlands and Harare provinces had initiated disciplinary hearings while some suspensions had been effected. In Midlands province, disciplinary hearings for over 300 members were announced, with former Kokwene Mudziale's letter, Justice Mayor Wachikajena, topping the list of those facing the chop. Briefing the media in Harare this Monday, ZANU-PF Secretary for Information and Publicity, Ambassador Christopher Mtsongwa, said provincial structures must wait for Politburo directive.
The standing resolution of the Politburo is that there are no suspensions or any such kind of behavior within the party. What we don't want in the party is a replication of the chaos to become a copycat of what is going on in the opposition. We are a structured party, we are an organized party, and we rely on central direction from our president through the Politburo. So my sincere advice to the leadership of the party at all levels is to desist from such actions until they get direction from the Politburo.
Turning to this Saturday's by-elections, Ambassador Mtsongwa said the party is ready for the pause.
Mavuku is one of the oldest suburbs of Harare. It is also the birthplace of African nationalism. We see that there is a new realization of the folly of continuously voting for a party which cannot put a leader in State House, which cannot put a parliament at Mount Hampton. So people are coming back to the part of hope, which is ZANU-PF. So we are looking forward to winning in Mavuku. We hope the same trend can be repeated in Bulawayo.
9 constituencies are set to hold by-elections this Saturday after Citizens Coalition for Change Interim Secretary General Sengezo Shawangu recorded legislators from Parliament. Bruce Chawanda, ZBC News, Harare.
High-level delegates, including African First Ladies who attended the HIV conference in Victoria Falls, say they are impressed by the country's tourism hospitality.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, has been commended for showcasing the country's unique heritage, traditional cuisine, and diverse attractions after successfully hosting the first ever health conference which brought together African First Ladies and various stakeholders in HIV response under one roof. Dr. Mnangagwa ushered her guests to a warm Zimbabwean hospitality in the resort town of Victoria Falls. The health endeavor, which attracted participants from across the world, has been cited as a game changer in tourism development, providing a memorable experience beyond business engagements. The First Lady and patron of tourism treated her guests to a sunset cruise along the Zambezi River, where they enjoyed the best views, including wildlife along the banks of the magnificent river. The visitors had the opportunity to explore one of the 7 wonders of the world, Mosoatunya Victoria Falls. They went through the rainforest and discovered some herbal plants, including the bitter leaf, which cures various ailments. Dr. Mnangagwa had earlier on treated her counterparts to a high tea, where they had a non-formal engagement as sisters. A visit to the crocodile farm was an awesome experience as people got a closer look at huge crocodiles leaping out of water during feeding time. Amem Mnangagwa also hosted a dinner where delegates were spoiled for choice after being served the best Zimbabwean traditional dishes. The festivities of the night included a spectacular performance by Sandra Ndebele. First Lady expressed deep appreciation for the high stakeholder attendance which managed to put the country on the tourism map.
We had a conference of the First Ladies. This kind of support to me is very important because it's the first time us as First Ladies to meet on our own as mothers of nations to discuss and coming up with what we want to do back home. I took my sisters to boat cruise where they saw some crocodiles and hippopotamus. They liked the cruise. We see that if we continue doing this, we encourage each other to do more for our people.
First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, Botswana First Lady Miss Nyo Masisi, UNAIDS Executive Director Miss Winnie Byanyima, and a representative of Egypt's First Lady Engineer Nivine Osman expressed gratitude for the First Lady's warm hospitality and the efforts in hosting the memorable event.
Okay, I just want to say congratulations to Amai. This is really a great event. I'm new, so I have to come learn and see what I can apply in my country. She's really done well, impressed with what she's done, and I'm inspired by what she's done and how she cares for her people. I love your country. I love the food. And you can see we have the same food. We have sorghum, but only done differently. You have collard green, vegetables. It's really good food. I just enjoyed the meal. We went on the boat ride through Zambezi River. We even went as far to Zambia. So it's just great.
Really, really amazing. And it actually goes to show that God is here. I'll definitely want to come back here again. You know, Zimbabwe is just amazing. You have so many hidden treasures. We'll come back again. The hospitality was amazing. Amai herself is a very amazing person. So very warm, welcoming. But also, even the people around her are very supportive of Amai. Always make our stay in Zimbabwe very pleasant.
Her Excellency, Dr. Mnangagwa, warmly welcomed me here in Zimbabwe. I have been so impressed by the work she's doing, like promoting Zimbabwean cuisine and even starting a competition for our African cuisine in the SADC region, and now she's going all of Africa. She's a real African patriot. She's doing the right thing, because when we eat our own food, wear our own clothes, admire our own art, we give jobs to our young people. I got to taste your delicious Zimbabwean food. I drank that sorghum drink. It's like our own drink in Uganda. It's delicious. Being served in a 5-star hotel was amazing. Then I got to eat the worm. We don't eat worms in Uganda, but I couldn't avoid tasting it. And it was delicious. And then I ate your kapenta. That is so nice.
First, I would like to thank Dr. Mnangagwa for hosting this very important event. It's a pleasure and honor for me to come and represent Mrs. Intisar Sisi, Egypt First Lady. I'm very pleased with the hospitality, the very decent welcoming of the Zimbabwean, and the First Lady of Zimbabwe also is very remarkable, very much appreciated, very thankful. Even the cruise we had, it was really very nice to belong, to see, to enjoy a non-formal outing with the First Ladies. Gave us the chance to have an informal discussion about all our countries.
Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable Barbara Rossi, commended the First Lady for promoting Destination Zimbabwe through gastronomy and MICE tourism.
The First Lady has hosted other First Ladies, which has never happened ever since ICASA started. We are very happy and very proud of our First Lady, that what she has introduced an initiative for growing gastronomy tourism is now coming to fruition, whereby food that has been served during this meeting is Zimbabwean food. Courtesy of the First Lady, she has been recognized recently by the UNWTO for the work that she has done in Africa to bring up gastronomy tourism at a higher level, and Zimbabwe is shining about it across the continent. She has also promoted MICE tourism, business meetings. This has been a business meeting, so we are very proud and we are very happy, and we've set a tone and a trajectory for the new strategy for tourism that we are going to drive being initiated by our patron, the First Lady of Zimbabwe.
A tourism enthusiast, Dr. Mnangagwa has over the years come up with innovative ways aimed at promoting the country's tourism sector. A traditional cookout program also stole the limelight during the UNWTO Gastronomy Tourism Conference recently held in Spain. Festus Mukunguruse, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
And that's just a first-class touch to Zimbabwean hospitality. So to the first ladies out there, Tanaka, and the delegates who have come in for the CASA conference, we want to say, enjoy Zimbabwe. There's so much that Zimbabwe has to offer.
Enjoy Zimbabwe. I was going to say I wish I was a first lady, but
who knows? Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Yes.
And now, if you want to watch more news, please remember to log into our website at www.zbcnews.co.zw and also follow us on our X handle at ZBC News Online.
You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at ZBC News Online. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at ZBC News Online.
Stories still to come in this bulletin. Pius Jamba Mukandi found guilty of killing Citizens Coalition for Change activist Mo Blessing Ali.
Justice Esther Muremba said the murder was not politically motivated.
In sport, Dynamo's back among the continent's best football teams. Stay tuned for these stories and more. We'll be back.
This holiday season, DSTV's got so much great entertainment. You, your family, and your guests will be spoiled for choice.
Always a tremendous atmosphere here. The treble winners are back. Shoot and score! This is outstanding!
Celebrate Zimbabwean cuisine.
This is good to know. It doesn't matter who you're hosting.
We're family. And we can conquer anything.
We've got unbeatable shows for the whole neighborhood to choose from.
This thing just got better.
We're more than glad running so.
We're actually great. We're really great. I can have my happily ever after. Just a lot. All the time.
We're all about giving you entertainment of your choice and options that suit your family. So stay connected to DSTV for the happiest holidays yet. DSTV, it's your moment.
Welcome back. You're still watching the main news. Thank you for staying with us. We now go back to that report where government says the proposed increase in taxes and fees contained in the 2024 national budget are meant to spread critical services to all parts of the country.
The proposed 2024 national budget saw government hint at an increase in tollgate fees, passport fees, and introducing wealth tax among other proposals. This has generated an outcry from some citizens on various platforms expressing dissatisfaction about the proposed measures. In an interview on the sidelines of the maiden 2023 Annual Financial Inclusion Conference in Victoria Falls this Monday, Finance and Investment Promotion Minister Professor Mutuli Ncube justified the proposals contained in the budget, indicating that the budget remains a proposal which may or may not be adopted.
Everything is up for debate. I've heard also suggestions that perhaps the 100,000 value for a house above which then you start paying the 1% property tax is rather too low. We should raise it. All of those are welcome proposals. We'll look into that. Others have argued that 70 years is rather on the oldish side. Maybe we should bring it back to 65. This is what I'm hearing. And again, all those are considerations that we will consider as a ministry, as a government, but also will debate in Parliament in full. Now, looking at the uses of that, the wealth tax, the resources for that, currently, the government is being called upon to intervene when there are water situations, Morton Jeffrey, for example, buying chemicals, for example, to clean up the water, because we have a serious problem with water in Harare, but in many other cities. In Bulawayo, there are issues with the sewage systems, for example, with water reticulation and so forth. The resources for that have to come from somewhere. So part of that, this wealth tax is to really deal with that urban infrastructure and make sure that it is upgraded right across the board for the benefit of everyone in these urban cities. The principle of it is actually a good thing. We can just debate the levels, percentages, maybe we need to put caps, improve on exemptions, but the principle is a very good one. And most other countries are either doing it or are looking into doing it. This first of all, is linked to the cost of producing passports. As you know, we've worked very hard to make that process efficient, and I'm pleased that it's been quite efficient, but it's rather costly, and we want to keep improving. We've now moved to the e-passport. Now we can get a proper e-passport. Very soon we'll be investing in e-gates, where as you go through the gates at a border post, you literally walk through, the machine is able to read the chip in your passport. You just walk without talking to an individual, you talk to a machine. All of that costs money, and one though that kind of infrastructure be deployed everywhere. But also want to roll out more centers around the country, around the world, for producing passports. That's how we propose that the passport fees be increased to cater for that extra cost.
Professor Nwe indicated that apart from taxes, other measures to raise funds are being pursued.
And now in the budget I've proposed that there must be further beneficiation, for instance on lithium, up to lithium carbonate. If that target is not met, then a company will then pay an export tax. So there's a penalty for not meeting the beneficiation target. Once the mineral is beneficiated like that, we actually collect more revenue, more export earnings, and that is positive for the country.
Meanwhile, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe indicated that the two-day Maiden 2023 Annual Financial Inclusion Conference is seeking ways to broaden uptake of financial services by the citizenry.
This is an important event to the bank's strategic focus in fostering inclusivity, as it provides us an opportunity to engage directly with stakeholders in showcasing and celebrating the achievements made to date in promoting financial inclusion in Zimbabwe. Financial inclusion is not a moral imperative, but remains a key priority in promoting sustainable livelihoods, wealth and employment creation.
Zimbabwe is already implementing the second National Financial Inclusion Strategy launched in October last year. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
The High Court has ruled that the murder of Mo Blessing Ali Nyatsime last year was not politically motivated, as no evidence was brought before the courts to prove the claims by some political activists.
Justice for Mo Blessing Ali has finally been served after a killer, Pius Mukandi, was convicted by the High Court this Monday. The presiding judge, Justice Esther Muremba, however, ruled out the idea of a politically motivated killing, as was being claimed by some political parties. The judge noted that no evidence was brought before the court to prove that it was a politically motivated murder, with a witness testifying that Ali's daughter told him her mother had disassociated herself from politics in 2010. Mukandi was found guilty of killing Ali after a misunderstanding over a dog. Mukandi was not amused that Ali had brought a dog in a nightclub. The two had an argument, leading to Mukandi fatally assaulting Ali. It was established that Mukandi was aggressive on the night of the murder, as he fatally assaulted Ali before dragging her away from Chibanguza shops. Other patrons could also not restrain him, as he was extremely extremely aggressive while pelting stones at anyone who tried to restrain him. Mukandi went on to dismember Ali's body using a kitchen knife. He threw the remains in a disused well. Mukandi was convicted after a full trial, with Mr. Michael Mugabe and Mr. Terence Mukuze representing the state, while Mr. Garikai Mishi was for the accused. Although he tried to deny the charge in court, he was given away by the consistency in his confession and statements he gave to the police before trial. The indications he gave to the police led to the recovery of Ali's remains, murder weapon, clothes and mobile phone. Mukandi now awaits sentencing. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Harare.
From the courts, we cross over to our Montreux studios. Arthur Evans is on standby with more. A very good evening, and it's over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Tanaka, and to the team at Pocket Hill. The electorate in Lobengula Magwegwe constituency has rallied behind aspiring candidates in the upcoming December 9 elections and asked them to prioritize people's needs. That story will be coming out later during the course of the bulletin. And in other news, Zimbabwe's engagement and re-engagement policy continues to bear fruit, with investors from the United Kingdom looking into energy in the country.
The UK-based investors who are into green-generated energy storage technology business are seeking a business partner in the manufacturing solar batteries. This Monday's engagement sought to discuss, deliberate and map the way forward on how best the city of Bulawayo and the country at large can address power challenges affecting business. E-Battery Technologies Chief Technology Officer Mr. Robin Day revealed the firm is keen to open a solar battery manufacturing company in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, believe it or not, is one of the most solar intensive countries on earth. Why not use that power of the sun to make power for the people? We would like to open here and bring our battery manufacturing factory to Zimbabwe, because Zimbabwe can then start to sell to all your neighboring countries from here.
Bulawayo Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Judith Ncube, said the meeting with the investor is testimony to the success of the engagement and re-engagement policy.
These are the good fruits for the engagement and re-engagement. As you always hear our president talking about it, let's engage and re-engage. So I'm happy that they accepted our invitation. You talked about the World Bank having 20 billion for solar energy. How best can we benefit? We are yet to take it up as quickly as possible so that everything is set for us as a province, for us as a country to benefit.
The Second Republic is accelerating the engagement and re-engagement agenda to lure more investors into the country for economic transformation and improvement of livelihoods.
Devolution funds have continued to change the lives, especially for people in Zhishavane district, with the commissioning of Chirere Clinic being the latest testimony in government's commitment to improving access to healthcare for all people in the rural areas.
Chirere Clinic in Zhishavane district, constructed through devolution funds, has come as a huge relief to people in the area who have been traveling more than 18 kilometers to access healthcare services.
kupera nokuti nechibatsirika padhuze. Isusu sevanhu vechidzimai zvikochero zvataisangana nazvo inyaya yekufamba vanhu kana vakazvitakura, plus kana tikaita murwere mukati memba taiti tichishaya kuti murwere transport tisina yekumutakura kuenda kuZhishavane. Saka iye zvinezvi tinowa kufara nokuti chipatara zvachavhurwa kudai takukwanisa kuuya nevarwere vane pamuviri vanenge vachirwara tinouya navo padhuze.
Chief Masunda also weighed in saying the new clinic has brought renewed hope to the local community.
Inzvimbo yanga isina chinhu nokuti ndewo kumunda murefu vanhu vanga vachangouya kuno saka vakauya vakaona kusina kana mvura chaiyo saka pano taita mufaro wekuti chipatara chavhurwa.
Government is determined to modernize the healthcare system and other sectors of the economy.
We applaud His Excellency the President of the Republic, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, for his visionary leadership in accelerating infrastructure development as a key enabler of leapfrogging the economy towards attainment of Vision 2030.
The facility is one of the many healthcare projects being spearheaded by the Second Republic countrywide to ensure universal health coverage. Karajushes, ZBC News, Zvishavane.
The country's judiciary continues to charm the region, with the Secretary of the Conference of Constitutional Jurisdictions of Africa, Mr. Laraba Musa, visiting the country to assess its hosting preparedness ahead of a conference to be held here in September next year.
In 2022, Africa showed confidence on Zimbabwe's justice delivery system by giving her a nod to host the 7th Conference of Constitutional Jurisdictions of Africa in 2024. This Monday, a top diplomat from the organization paid a courtesy call on Chief Justice Luke Malava, where they discussed a number of issues, including the country's state of preparedness.
Judicial Service Commission Secretary Mr. Walter Chikwana says the visit shows the confidence Africa has in the country's judiciary.
We are here in respect of the preparations for this conference. We met with the Chief Justice. We heard from him his observations and remarks. We are comfortable of the preparations which are being done by the Zimbabwean. We are confident that this conference will be very successful.
The visit is very important because this conference, which is going to happen in 2024, is the largest and the biggest in Africa. It brings together almost all the constitutional jurisdictions of over 50 countries. They come together and discuss on issues of human rights and constitutional law.
The conference, penciled for September next year in Victoria Falls, is expected to be attended by representatives from more than 50 countries. The CCJA was established in 2011 to promote constitutional justice in Africa through dialogue and consultation, sharing of experiences and information in constitutional jurisprudence, among others.
The visit by the Secretary General comes at a time when the Second Republic, under the stewardship of President Emmerson Mnangagwa, is rolling out several initiatives to improve the country's justice delivery system. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Speaking of working together, we continue to work together as ZBC to give you main news from Montrose to Pocket Hill. And that's where we take you now. Back to Pocket Hill.
Thank you very much, Arthur, and the whole team at Montrose. Well, Harare residents have pleaded with city fathers to prioritize waste management amid a cholera crisis that is threatening to dampen the festive mood.
Months have passed since a distress call was made over the city of Harare's waste management practices, and remains a case of the more things change, the more they remain the same. Market Square, which the ZBC has frequently visited, remains a hotspot with piles of refuse that have become a permanent site at the bus terminal.
Hachawazi Sunshine City yato dirty city saka vanofanira kuti zviri nani kuti tiwane kusurvive town iyo inoyevedza.
Pana apa patori nedanger isiri kutoita nenyaya yekutoti pane chirwere cheoutbreak yekorera inogona kuti artifacta sezuu tinoshandira mudhuze mayo.
City of Harare achiri kutoita zvina basa vakatogara kumhiri kwavo kutakura marara vasi kutakura vatinokurudzira vamwe vavo kurasa marara patinogara.
While the area has become an eyesore, it has had ripple effects on businesses around the terminus.
Businesses are struggling to get in Market Square kuti vatakwanise kutakura mapassengers edu afambe in time because of mahips amuri kuona emarara. Sematransporters izvozvi zvimotikari dzedu dzamuri kuona dzese idzi dzobhadhara marengi disk adzo. Hapana motikari inopinda mumarket square mume isina rengi disk, kana ikapinda mumarket square isina rengi disk inosungwa.
While garbage has become a problem, some residential areas have been affected by sewer bursts at a time the city is seized with containing the cholera outbreak.
The electorate in Lobengula Magwegwe constituency has rallied aspiring candidates in the upcoming December 9 by-elections to prioritize people's needs.
With a few days left before the nation holds by-elections on the 9th of December, the electorate in Lobengula Magwegwe constituency agree on the need for a development-oriented parliamentary representative. Issues such as water challenges, poor housing infrastructure, implementation of policies that provide safety nets for the elderly, and poor road networks were raised.
Siyaqeda kwesinsikhathi phosi yamalanga ngo4 singalamanzi okunatha. Kubuye sewer bust manengi ngenye yezinto ezisihluphayo. Le misebenzi kayitholakali.
Bangasilungisela amanzi basikhiphele lama sewage njengoba unganyemukula laphana kuyesabeka. Impukane eziphuma laphana ikhorela ayisoze sikhuthe.
Thina singamapentsheniya obaba sebasithiya selabani sesizintandane nje ezidlalela ezindlini. Imali yerenti kunje siyaswela lokuthi siyabhadala ngani imali yokuthi sibhadale irenti. Izindlu lezi siyazithelela ngani? Sizakudlani sizaphila njani?
Isewage vele sihamba phezulu kwayo asikhulumi ngakho vele. Okwesewage vele sihamba phezulu kwayo. No manzi kunje bengisesikhocheni. Ngithathe 3 hours lokhu ngikhotshoza ngizama ukuthi imbhida ivuke. No manzi. Igesi ikhona ibuya lokhu ihambe ekseni. So vele uhlupho lwakhona lunenge kakhulu.
For many, there is need to revive youth centers and recreational facilities, as most of this infrastructure has become white elephants. Residents say these facilities play a key role in curbing delinquency in the area.
Sidingela indawo yokuthi lathi singalamsebenzi sibona bona ukuthi siyabe sithola ukuthi basivulele kwiproject okokwenza phela ayikho singakukhalela khona lokho.
The duo of Eric Gono and Tendai Nyati from the Citizens Coalition for Change and ZANU-PF's Menziwa Dube are vying for the Lobengula Makwekwe parliamentary seat. Yolanda Moyo, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The main news takes a break. To join us for business shortly.
The Farm Shop Shamaria Hurudza promotion is back. Yebo yes, and this time we are rewarding our customers in a big way. The grand prize is a 25 horsepower tractor plus implements. Come and get NTS Macy's 10 kg hybrid or 20 of OPV. Come invest in your farming needs, 2 bags of AN and 2 bags of compound G. Brought to you by Farm Shop Shamari Hurudza. Wildcat, untamed energy.
Welcome back. Now in business, local companies have been advised to ensure their goods and services are ISO certified in order to benefit from the African Continental Free Trade Area.
The Standards Association of Zimbabwe, SARS role is said to be critical in harnessing the competitiveness of the local industry in the wake of the developing African Continental Free Trade Area. This was said by SARS Director for Certification Ms. Aranganai Mutonono at an ISO certification award ceremony of commitment towards occupational health and safety, environment and quality management for local brick manufacturing giant Wildeo in Harare recently.
This is very important to the economy of Zimbabwe. When you look at that, standards are there to facilitate trade with countries so that there is easier movement of goods. If we are exporting, we need to see our goods going to the destined markets in an environment where there are no a lot of technical barriers due to lack of standards. So standards play a very important role.
Wildeo Chief Executive Officer Mr. Nyasha Matonda said the attainment of ISO certification will anchor their market position while acknowledging that business has been robust due to the construction boom.
We have gone through the what we call integrated management system, which encompasses 3 standards, international recognized standards: ISO 9001 for quality, ISO 14001, then ISO 45001. These 3 standards are going to put us on the market to ensure that our product is a certified product which is capable of performing in the industry.
ISO certification is important in ensuring organizations uphold the minimum set standards in their work processes to guarantee quality products and services to the market. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
From business, we move on to the arts, where South African amapiano star Daliwonga is set to headline this month's edition of Fiesta Show.
The Abombelo hitmaker, who last performed at the Jacaranda Music Festival held 2 months ago, will perform alongside other local acts including Vos JT and Denim Hoods. Dubbed the Fiesta Shutdown Party, the gig will this month feature South Africa amapiano musician Daliwonga.
We've had a very good year. From the beginning of the year, we were riding on the amapiano wave. It's a very big genre worldwide right now, and we decided to take that genre and run with it for 2023. So 21st of December, we're hosting our last fiesta for the year. We want to make it extremely big.
The monthly fete has attracted amapiano stars from the beginning of the year, with the likes of Casper Nyovest, Nasty C and Prince KB, among others, performing at the show. Patience Nyagato, ZBC News, Harare.
It's going to be an exciting one. The main news takes a break. Do stay tuned for sport.
I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I don't care if they know the truth about how much I care for you. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Show some love to your fabrics with Boom Bubble Plus washing powder with powerful dirt-fighting enzymes and special color protection, whiter whites and brighter colors. Boom, and the dirt is gone.
Welcome back. Harare Giants Dynamos finally ended their 9-year trophy drought after they beat Ngezi Platinum Stars 2-0 at Baobab Stadium this Sunday to secure the Chibuku Super Cup.
The Red Giants last won a trophy in 2014 when they lifted the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League Championship under Callisto Passoa. Since then, they've collected a couple of invitational trophies, but nothing with real substance until they upstaged Premier League champions Ngezi Platinum Stars in their own backyard. The Glamour Boys had 6 unsuccessful trips to Baobab Stadium before, but with the trophy at stake, the Red Giants changed the script and walked away as champions. The 2-0 victory also sees Dimbare back in continental football as they will represent the country in the CAF Confederation Cup next year. Dynamos had one of the toughest routes to the final as they faced the New Boys Simba Bora in the first round, where they walked away with a 1-0 victory in August. In the quarterfinals, they clashed with 2-time Chibuku Super Cup champions and then reigning league champions FC Platinum. After a grueling bet which ended 1-0 in regulation time, Dynamos players composed themselves to win 5-3 after a penalty shootout and book a semi-finals date with crosstown rivals Cape United. Dimbare played one of their best games against city rivals Cape United, who had also discovered their form in the league, but Dynamos respected little of that after coming away with a 2-0 victory. In the final, it wasn't one-way traffic against a difficult difficult opponent and at a challenging venue, but they found a way to win convincingly. Dimbare are now the 6th winners of the Chibuku Super Cup since its reintroduction in 2014. Since its comeback, no team has managed to win it, as well as winning the league championship the same year, and Dynamos ensured that history stays put. Dynamos also became the first team to win the trophy away from home.
Lawrence Chusida, CBC News, Harare.
And now to women's soccer, where the Northern Region Women's Soccer League launched the National Food School of Excellency at the National Sports Stadium this Monday to empower young female footballers with skills to change the landscape of the sport.
The launch of the Division 1's School of Excellency marks a turning point for the development of young female players in sport. This initiative will provide girls and women with the opportunity to pursue their passion and achieve their dreams. Bankrolled by National Foods, the School of Excellency is set to identify young female players nationwide to equip them with insights on the game and information on dangers of drugs and substance abuse, gender-based violence, and early pregnancy.
This initiative by the Northern Region Women Football is a great one, and we're happy because, as you can see, they are taking women from the ages of 15, under 15, under 17 and under 20, and they're also taking from the grassroots, and they're leaving no place and no one behind. So it's a good initiative because they're going to be dealing with two issues the way I've heard it. They've got life skills, which they're going to be training the girl child. We've got the issues of drug and substance abuse, which have become a menace in the society. So those are some of the issues that they're going to be dealing with. They're going to be empowering the girl child.
Despite women football not getting enough support, they have shown potential to put Zimbabwe on the world map. After spending 18 months on the sidelines of international football due to a FIFA suspension, the Mighty Warriors showed what they are capable of if given enough support after reaching the semi-finals of the COSAVA tournament in October. To achieve such milestone, promoting sport from the grassroots level is crucial for the long-term success of any national team. Meanwhile, the Northern Region Women's Soccer League delegation is now in camp at Ellis Robben School in Harare until the 22nd of this month. Anna Shemrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
And that report wrapping up sport. It is now time for the weather report and forecast.
Good evening, Zimbabwe. It's time for today's weather report and forecast. My name is Baba Maketa. We had mostly sunny conditions throughout the country, especially in the early hours of the day. However, we saw some clouds developing as the day progressed over the northern parts of the country. And for our forecast tomorrow, we're expecting the same conditions to prevail. That is, mostly sunny conditions throughout the country, and temperatures should continue rising to the hot category. And for these temperatures in detail, we're expecting Harare to have a maximum of 34 and a minimum of 17 degrees Celsius, while Sulaya should have a maximum of 35 and a minimum of 17. Gweru 33 and 16, Mutare 35 and 15, Kwekwe 36 and 16, while Kadomo should have a maximum of 37 and a minimum of 16 degrees Celsius. Mashingo should have a maximum of 37 and a minimum of 18, Chinoi 35 and 17, Lupane 39 and 18, Bindura 34 and 18, Marondera 33 and a minimum of 11, Gwanda 38 and a minimum of 13 degrees Celsius. And for our major holiday resort areas, we're expecting Kariba to be the hottest with a maximum of 41 degrees Celsius and a minimum of 23, followed by Victoria Falls with a maximum of 39 and a minimum of 21. Nyanga should have a maximum of 27 and a minimum of 8 degrees Celsius. Matopos 38 and 19, while Chimanimani should have a maximum of 27 and a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius. For the outlook, that is the weather for the day after tomorrow, we're expecting mostly sunny conditions to prevail over the northern provinces. However, a cool breeze should be expected in the morning over the southern part of the country, and cloudy conditions should also be expected, especially in the morning hours of the day. Thank you, Zimbabwe. That's all from the weather desk. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Many thanks for the weather report and forecast, wrapping up the main news for tonight. From the entire ZBC News team, pleasant viewing and good night.